What's up, guys? Welcome to it. This is Buckeye. We're showing you a little bit of MLB The Show. Now, forewarned, this is the first time I've ever played this game, literally. This series at all, never played it. I've seen it played a lot, and I hear a lot of great things about the series, so I figured I better check it out and see what's going on with it. Uh, this is Road to the Show. You see me create a player here. That's all you're really going to see on this video is the create a player, and we'll talk a little bit about the game itself, uh, and maybe some of the expectations I have for it. Now, like I said before, I've never played this before, so you're gonna see some noob baseball. It's probably gonna be ugly. I'm expecting this game to be extremely hard, so I'm gonna start it off on the beginner difficulty. Look, Carson Ryan, he's already being built. If you notice, any of my videos before on my other channel, all of my creative players are always my kids. So my son is always the first one to get built. Same way in NBA 2K and Madden. All in all, the options for this are really deep as far as a creative player goes, and you don't really see this in a whole lot of games. I mean, you see a lot of accessory stuff in other games, or you see a lot of different categories that you can build, but you don't see like the depth. Like on the I think it's the batting stance is like 300 animations deep that you can use. I mean, that's just a huge amount of animations that you can pick up, and that's a really good thing. But like I said, I've heard so much good about this game. I figured I would check it out, and everybody says that Road to the Show is really the best thing to play because it's not a real time-consuming experience as far as playing one game. It only takes maybe like 10-15 minutes, they say. So I'm definitely going to check that out. I thought about being a pitcher and having you're obviously in the rotation, so you really don't play every game. Maybe you play every fourth game or every sixth game, but still sitting down for 9 innings that often is kind of out of my time frame with all the other stuff I have going on. So I just figured I would make him a right fielder. Now I'm not sure if I want him to be a speed burner like a Kenny Lofton style center fielder, or if I want him to be more of a hitter and a guy that can also get the long ball out there. So we're going to check it out and try and balance it a little bit. I'm going to start off as balanced as possible if you already saw how I did my settings initially. So we're going to look at that and then find out exactly where I want to build my prospect the rest of the way. Now, all in all, this looks great. The animations, like the facial animations, the facial, what do you want to call it, scans, look great. Now, I'm not sure how that's going to look in game. But like I said before, I've heard so much about this game, how great it is and whatnot. So I figured I would check it out. I don't really have, I mean, I have high expectations, but I just don't think they're going to live up to it. Now, obviously, going by review scores and what people say, yeah, it's a great game. They say it's a great representation of the sport. But I find myself sitting back saying, how hard is it to replicate baseball? Like, there's like no physical contact. You don't have to deal with playbooks. You don't have to deal with, like, I think the physical contact in itself is enough to, make a game difficult to make. So games like NBA 2K and games like FIFA, and games like NHL and Madden are games where you have a lot of physical contact. So I think where you make up for not having to worry about coding that stuff is you make up for it in the presentation, and you make up for it just in the small details of visual aspects. So we're gonna see if I'm wrong. I've heard how great the player animation is in this, player movement. So I'm really looking forward to giving this a shot and seeing exactly what's going on. Now I'm not sure, like when I'm doing this, when I'm making making my player, I wasn't exactly sure what did what goes about. I'm not a baseball fan. I can sit at a baseball game and eat hot pretzels and drink beer all day. But to sit down and watch it and to follow it on TV, it's just not going to happen. There's not enough to keep me interested. Too many games in the season. If they shortened the season, made games actually meaningful throughout the year, then yeah, I would definitely follow it a lot more. But it's just kind of hard to follow 160 plus games every year. It's just not happening for me. But like I said, as I'm going through this, I really don't know what I'm doing. I don't have a clue. I'm like, well, at least my guy's going to look cool. That's really the only thing I had on that was, yeah, he'll look good. But as far as like what the different traits do, what the different, I mean, not traits, but like attributes, I could guess what some of them were, but it's really, for me, it's just kind of a shot in the dark. And of course, you got to have that barrel ring and everything on the bat there. But we will see how this goes. I'm going to try to play this as much as I can until NCAA football comes out. Pretty much that's my busy time of year when NCAA comes out, and then Madden comes out, and then a few months later you have NBA 2K, usually around like October that comes out. So between June and or late June when I receive a copy of NCAA, and then October when NBA 2K comes out, I'm slammed. Like that's like the only video game and I get going. So I'm definitely gonna give this a try. I picked it up. When I picked it up new or used, I can't remember. Still, yeah, I picked it up new. Yeah, I did. So paid $60 for it. We're gonna find out how it goes. I'm already thinking that I'm gonna try and check this out as long as possible and really try to get into the game. Give it every chance I can that it can be a game that I can enjoy. But like I said, you know, baseball really doesn't hold a lot of weight with me when it comes to like holding my attention span and keeping me there. They would really have to do a spectacular job with presentation and the extra stuff to hold me in there. Now I'm expecting to go through this, and you know, I'm looking at it kind of like NBA 2K, where you go through and you create your player. You do a little preseason game or whatever it is. It's a little rookie game, like basically one of the camps, and then you go through, get like pre-draft questions. Which, by the way, NBA 2K needs to keep doing that and put more into that. They do not do enough of that. That is a cool feature. Need to do a little more of that. But anyway, we're talking about this game. So I'm not sure what comes next. I'm hoping it's some sort of skills test where I need to put my attributes to the test, and based from there is where I will be drafted, and maybe talk to some clubs and see what the options are. But we'll find out here at the end. That's really not what happened. I was kind of upset about that. But you know, all in all, I mean, I like what I'm seeing so far. I literally played one game of this before I did this creative player that you're seeing right now. And I was the Indians. I don't know who I played. Maybe the White Sox, and I just blasted them. I think I beat them like 15 to 2 with multiple home runs. And no, it wasn't 15 to 2. It was 15 to nothing. Multiple home runs, complete game with my pitcher, and to me, that's, yeah, I'm playing on beginner mode, so you know, obviously I have enough sports experience that I should probably be all right. But like even on beginner mode, and if somebody that's never played the game before, doesn't know the controls, I was kind of saddened by that a little bit. Like this might be a little bit too easy of a game for me to play. Now here you go. This is where I was disappointed. It says enter the draft. So you immediately go through the draft. No type of draft presentation. Well, it is what it is. You know, it's not that huge of a deal. But I did get drafted by the Oakland A's. So obviously I'm going down to probably Double-A, I would assume. And that'll be it, guys. That's where this video is going to end. I will show you some actual gameplay the next time. We will see you later.